Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam and this is a Mahonia bealei. This is the shade-loving evergreen Mahonia bealei. Mahonia bealei can eventually reach 10 feet in height and probably 6 feet in width, maybe even a little more. It's very easy to keep it much smaller than that. It's not in a big hurry to get to 10 feet. There are new cultivars that stay very small. There's one called Soil3 that I did a video on last year that you can keep probably less than 3 feet in height. Just so happens where I'm using this one, I want to fill a lot of space back here behind where I'm filming. I have nothing planted back here and I do a lot of filming in this space, so this will be a really nice backdrop in this shady space. Mahonia are hardy in zone 7 to 9, but in a protected space in 6B, it'd definitely be worth a try. Mahonia is definitely slow to start the first few years. Once these are in the ground and they've been well established, we may be able to get a foot of growth out of them. That'll be after about the 3rd or 4th year they're in the ground. The main use for a Mahonia is exactly what I'm doing with it right here, is just naturalizing in a shady space and giving some nice evergreen backdrop. It'll get the flowers in the winter and it'll get the berries in the summer. It'll be showy. In the meantime, it will just sit as my backdrop back here behind here and cover up this fence. So it's just perfect for naturalizing. It will take dry shade and does a great job competing with the roots of other trees and shrubs. So the primary features of Mahonia, number one, it has this beautiful foliage. It is spiny. You rarely have to do any cutting or pruning on this thing, so not a plant that you have to worry about getting spikes from very often. The flowers are coming right now on the end of this branch. These are the buds for them. They're bright, bright yellow. In the late winter, typically in February, we'll start to see these open, and each of the ends of these branches should end up with flower clusters. They're lightly fragrant. Those flowers form purple berries that get bright in the summer, and the birds eventually take them. I do these plants from seed, and one of the reasons I'm planting it in my yard is so I can show you how to propagate these. They actually propagate very, very easily from seed. I have videos on my YouTube channel for planting woody trees and shrubs in different soil types. Anytime you see something that says will tolerate dry shade, it probably means it won't take the opposite, which is, wet shade. This space happens to be the lowest spot in my yard, and the water runs back to here, and then my neighbor's driveway is on the other side of it, and it kind of slows the water down a little bit here. So I know that about this space, so I'm going to leave the thing mounted up pretty high when I plant it. The first year this Mahonia is in the ground back here, I'll keep a close eye on it. I'll water it occasionally next summer if it gets dry, and I'll saturate the entire space around it and then let it dry out between waterings. Once this thing is established, it's as drought tolerant as anything, and as long as I'm getting normal rainfall, throughout the year, I'm probably never going to have to water it after that first year. These are not the fastest growing plants in the world, and I want to give it a jump start. I will not fertilize it now. It's in January. I'm going to wait till the end of February. I'm going to give it a small amount of slow release fertilizer, something that'll last 3 to 4 months. Eventually, a very long time from now, this will outgrow this space and I'd have to do some pruning on it, but that's a long time from now. This is a plant that just needs almost no maintenance, very little pruning. Sometimes you'll get a crazy limb that'll come off sideways. It can be cut off anytime. If you need to do any general pruning on it, there's not a lot of great opportunity for that because it blooms in the winter and then it takes all the way until the summer for those berries to mature on it. So if you're trying to get the flowers and the berries, not a lot of great opportunity to just take this thing off without losing some flowers and berries that following season. Just keep that in mind. If you need to get after it, just go ahead and really get after it and get it over with so the next few years you don't have to touch it. Not really a lot of pests on Mahonia. They are susceptible to scale insects. Not something I'm going to really worry about too much in the landscape unless it got completely out of control. They are susceptible to root rot issues. That's why I'm going to mound it up. When I put it in the ground, I'm going to add a little pine bark soil conditioner to the soil to let it drain well. They are considered deer resistant, but not deer proof. If you have deer issues, this may be a plant that you buy one of and test it out in your wooded space and see if your deer will eat it. So what are you waiting for? I'm confident that you can grow Mahonia as long as you have a shady space and you don't end up overwatering it. Thank you very much for watching my video, and if it was helpful, please subscribe to my YouTube channel for future videos.